Okay, so this is the key to section 7.3 part B. And in each of these problems, you're given two pairs of rational expressions, and you want to find the least common denominator. So in the first one, your denominators are 9 and 15. And so in finding the least common denominator, you want to find what's the smallest number that 9 and 15 will go into evenly. So again, it's the least common multiple. So it's the least common multiple of 9 and 15. Okay, now the least common denominator, or the least common multiple, must be bigger than or equal to the larger denominator that you see. So our answer should be bigger than 15, bigger than or equal to 15. Okay, so if you look at this, the smallest number that 9 and 15 will go into evenly is 45. That's the smallest number that 9 and 15 will go into evenly. 9 will go into 45 5 times, and 15 will go into 45 3 times. Okay. In the next one, you want to find the smallest number that 6 and 8 will go into evenly. So look at the coefficients first. 6 and 8, that will be 24. So 6 goes into 24 evenly, and 8 goes into 24 evenly, and that's the smallest. That's the least common denominator. When you're dealing with factors that involve variables, remember there are two factors of x squared in this denominator. There are 5 factors of x squared in this denominator. You're always going to use the one with the larger exponent. So that's going to be x to the 5th. So your least common denominator is 24, x to the 5th. Over here, now if you look at these right here, these are monomials. These are monomials. Your denominators are monomials, 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 monomials. So meaning one term. All right. Now, when you get to these others, the first thing you want to do is notice that these are not monomials. So what you want to think about is, can I factor the denominators? It's going to be important that you factor the denominators when finding the LCD. All right, so if you look at a plus 5, the GCF is 1. There's nothing else I can do to that. If you look at a minus 5, the GCF is 1. There's nothing I can do with that. So now your LCD must include every factor you see. So every factor that's involved in the denominator must be part of the LCD. And if a factor occurs more than once or occurs in more than one denominator, you're going to take the one with the larger exponent, with the larger number of factors. Okay, so I have one factor of a plus 5 here. There's 9 here, so I'm going to need 1. So far I have a plus 5. My next factor is an a minus 5. I have one factor here. I don't have any here, so I need 1. So there's your LCD. So your LCD is a plus 5 times a minus 5. And number 4, this is a monomial, and this is a binomial. So I can't do anything to either of those. The binomial, the GCF is 1. And so every factor you see, again, has to be part of the LCD. So a factor y has to be part of the LCD. Question is, how many do you need? Well, there's only one factor y here. There is none here. So I need only 1 so far. My next factor is y minus 3. There's only one factor y minus 3 here. There's none here, so I need 1. So my LCD will be y times y minus 3. Notice the parentheses are important. So since, notice I didn't put parentheses around this because that's a monomial, but I did put parentheses around here, okay? Just like I did here. There are parentheses here, so the parentheses enclose each factor. Now, the reason we don't put parentheses around these is because those are monomials. All right, in the next one, again, always remember, you want to factor the denominators if you can. So the x minus 4 squared is already factored. It's x minus 4 times x minus 4. Over here, though, you see this 3x minus 12. The GCF is 3, so I can factor out 3. And you get 3 times x minus 4. All right, now let's talk about the GCF. I'm sorry, the least common denominator, least common multiple. So every factor involved in all your denominators must be part of the LCD. Now, this coefficient right here is 1. this coefficient is 3. So let's talk about the coefficients. The least common multiple of 1 and 3 is 3. So I'm going to have 3 in my LCD. The next factor you see here is an x minus 4, and there are 2 of them. Here, there's an x minus 4 as well, but there's only one factor. So again, remember, you always take the 1 with the larger number of factors. So the larger of 2 and 1 is 2. So my LCD will be 3 times x minus 4 squared. Okay, now in this one, you're going to have to first of all factor your denominators. So when I factor this, I'm going to get y plus 3 times y minus 1. Again, always check yourself. Y times y is y squared. 3 times a negative 1 is a negative 3. The outer is a negative y. The inner is a positive 3y. When I add them up, I do get 2y. And over here, I'm going to get y minus 2, y minus 1. And again, always check your work. If you FOIL this out, you will get this back. Alright, so every factor you see has to be part of your LCD. So my first factor is y plus 3. In this denominator, there's only one factor. In this denominator, there isn't any. So I need just one. The next factor I see is a y minus 1. There's only one factor, y minus 1, in this denominator. There's only one factor, y minus 1, in this denominator. So since each one had the same number of factors, I'm just going to use that number. So it's just one of them. The next factor you see is a y minus 2. There's only one factor here, none here. So I'm just to use 1. So this is the LCD. So the LCD included 3 factors. Y plus 3 times y minus 1 times y minus 2. Alright, and then finally, in the last one, this is x minus 4. I can't do anything with that. This is 2 times x minus 8, so I can factor out a 2. And again, just like we did in number 5, let's deal with the coefficient first. So I know that I have a factor of 2, so I'm going to need a factor of 2 here. And then this factor is x minus 4. There's only one here. I have another factor x minus 4 and only one, so I need just one. Alright, so that's your LCD. So that's how you find the LCD of algebraic expressions.